everyone. I'm back. Sorry about the technical issues that we have earlier, and we decided to just do this again because there were a lot of valuable information that all of you can learn from and maybe apply in your everyday life. So this it would be worth it to show it again or restart. So, without further ado, I would welcome back Mitch from Texas, USA.
Hi, Myrel. Hi,
Hi.
everybody. Good evening from Houston, Texas. Thank you for inviting me today. It's my honor.
You are welcome and thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for staying and being patient with these technical issues earlier.
It's my
So,
pleasure, Myrel.
all right. So, can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Again, hi, everybody. And um, my name is Michelle Macapia, but some people call me Mitch and some people call me Honey. That's actually my nickname back home in Bacolod City, where I originally came from. I am a mom of two young boys. I'm a wife of a very loving husband named Joe. I'm a part time physical therapist here in Houston, Texas, and I'm a happy digital business coach and digital entrepreneur just like you, Myrel. And I'm really humbled to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me on this interview.
Oh, you are welcome. I appreciate the time, really. I'm honored that you have carved out a time of your from your busy day to just be on my business page. So thank you very much. Um, so the my question would be, what's your biggest challenge being a mom, a wife, physical therapist, and a digital business owner?
My biggest challenge is a wife, mom. Wow, that's a lot.
I know, so you gotta tell us.
But anyway, I won't say there is much challenge right now, but back then there was. So I want to share how I was able to, well, how I became a business owner. And let's go back to 2019 when I used to be a full time physical therapist. That was the most challenging part of my life because I only had one income stream. So in 2019, before I found this business, I had to go back home to take care of my mom who was in the hospital, which also meant that for the entire 1.5 months that I was in the Philippines, I did not have an income. But that was okay because I was able to help my mom recover from, whatever it was that she was feeling back then. She was able to recover faster than we expected. So it was still worth it. But what happened was when Joe and I returned to Houston, we realized that we were in so much debt. And that was the time that I actually proposed to Joe to find an additional income stream. And then that's how I started this business. So the challenging part for me was when I was working full time. And now I don't really feel like there's a challenge every day because I have my time freedom, we have our financial freedom because of this business.
Right.
So, as a mom, well, like I've said, I have a time freedom that I have. And right now, by the way, my kids are actually still in the Philippines because, well, we worked on their visa for, um, I don't know how many years that was, but um, well, I have the freedom now to call them every day, every night here in the U.S. and every daytime there in the Philippines. And the good thing, Myrel, that I have this business is because I'm able to go back home in the Philippines anytime I want. And in fact, a few months ago, I was in the Philippines for 5 long months with my husband, with a whole family, and we only had this business as our bread and butter. I returned back in Houston last March 31st of this year, and then now I'm doing my physical therapy job part time and still running this business. and my kids will be here with us next month. I will be returning in the Philippines next month too. So imagine if I don't have this business and I'm only working as a physical therapist, I won't be able to provide for the whole family if I'm away from my job. But thank God for this business. I think I've talked a lot.
It's okay. You're inspiring a lot of people. I'm sure that they would want to be able to do that, the same things you're doing now. Like you are an inspiration to me. So I'm like, I gotta have Mitch in my business page
Thank
because
you
just
so
a lot
much.
of information. And in this time, we always, like to hear and love to hear stories that can inspire us and keep us going in life. Before I move on to the next question, now, hi, Sis Highland, for watching, and to everyone that I can't see here, the names. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. So my second question is, what made you decide to pick this online business versus the traditional business that we have? Like, we're always used to that, the traditional business with a store, and we go there and we man it.
Right. I agree with that. And that's a very good question, Myrel. I was actually never into business because business was never in my radar. So, what led me to find this, though, or to find a business, and I wasn't thinking back then if I should have an online based business or a brick or mortar business. I just felt the need to have another income stream back in 2019 because Joe and I were worried about, we were into so much debt at the time. We felt like we could not pay it off with only our jobs. So it just happened that as I was praying to the Lord, I said, Lord, if you can show us a way for us to be able to improve our financial situation, then we're going to grab whatever you will show us. And then I found an ad on my news feed almost, I don't know, maybe almost on the same day or maybe the next day. I found an ad on my news feed, and I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to this. You see something popping out from your news feed, and then you're not sure if you're gonna hit that learn more button, but I did. So that's how I came to start this business. I simply watched a webinar from that ad. Well, after reading that, and then I realized that it was a digital business. And from that webinar, I found that, oh, this is automated. This can run it on autopilot. This has an automated system that comes with it. And that it has a lot of people already using this business, this platform. So it looks like it's working and it's worldwide. But then Joe, who was the most skeptical, he told me, I'm afraid that that might be a scam. So he stopped me actually from starting this business. And he even stopped me from trying to sign up. And I told him, if we're not going to give this a try, how would we know if this is going to work for us or not? So I really pushed it, and I'm happy that I did. And you asked me earlier about the difference between a digital business or an internet based business versus a brick and mortar business. I love that with this kind of, we have the power of internet. We have our phone, we have our laptop, which is, we have all the tools, and internet is everywhere, it's worldwide, so we can reach people across the globe. And the fact that it's technology, we're able to run a business that can run an autopilot, like I've mentioned earlier. Plus, we have the mentorship, we have the coaching from people from across the globe as well. Imagine if we're running a brick and mortar business, how would we find those people, right? But we have an internet based business, so we're able to reach more people than what we can find from our locality.
Yes, correct. And it's like this is your own business, but then you don't have to do it alone because there's support from the community. That's one thing that I love about it. Like-minded people that who are positive, who support each other, encourage each other to continue. And that's also one thing that I do love about it. Mitch, among all those benefits and of our digital business, which one do you love most?
The
Really?
benefits, I love everything, and I love the fact that this business works. Oh my, if I can say them one by one, we'd probably stay here the whole day. But number one, Number one is that this business really works. And I'm proud to say that I was able to finally convince my husband that this business works and is legit, because even though he stopped me the moment that I started this business, before I signed up, he said, don't sign up, don't watch, don't push through with that, it might be a scam. I pushed through, and I prayed and I prayed for this business to work, and then a month later my husband saw the result and he said, okay, so now I know that this business truly works. Okay, so that's number one. Another is that this business can be passed on to our children. That's one of the things I love about that too. Okay, and number three, as a part time physical therapist, I'm not really that busy because I have the flexibility still. I'm able to schedule my patients on, I talk with my patient what schedule is good for them, and what, as long as we agree on a schedule, it's fine. So I can be with my patient, or I can be working on my paperwork, or I can be in the kitchen, or I can be sleeping, and still this business works because of the automated system. So I love the automated system that comes with digital business. The fourth thing that I love about that is, the user friendly training that is
Yes.
accessible anytime, especially if you're a beginner. You have control over your schedule, because you can go on your computer, anytime you want, and then spend as much time as you want, or as less time as you want on the training side. And lastly, I love meeting people through this digital business. So yeah, that's one of the great things I love about this too. Imagine if I didn't find this, I probably would not have found wonderful people like you and others. So yeah, it's like having a second family here through the internet.
Yeah, it's the same with me, Mitch. Again, as physical therapists, because we're both physical therapists, we love helping people. And it's the same with this business. We love helping people see what is out there, because as physical therapists, we're so busy doing our job, focusing, and it's not like we don't love our being physical therapists, but at least we have another income stream being for our life and for our family. So thank you for sharing those benefits for this business. We Hi Sarah, thank you for watching from Texas too. Well, thank you for your time. My question now is, how do you manage your time?
Now, as a physical therapist and digital entrepreneur, I have all the time freedom that I've always wanted, Myrel. And thanks to this digital business, when I was working full time as a physical therapist, I had to wake up very early, and I had to come back home a little bit late sometimes. And once I was home, I had to do some paperwork. So I had long working hours. But now, as a digital entrepreneur, again, I have all the time that I want for myself, for my family. And I would want to share my, for some of our viewers to have an idea of what it looks like to become a digital entrepreneur, and at the same time as a person who's working. So for me, okay, let's go back to when I was just starting in the business as a part-time PT back then. Okay, let's say from 8 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning and 7:30 in the evening, I'd work that long hours, and then I do my paperworks, and then after that, before bedtime, I'd spend 1 to 2 hours on the training sometimes. And there were times when I wasn't on the training. But then now, because I have already set up everything, I don't even have to check the training site every night or every day. And so I would wake up in the morning, 8 to or 9 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And that's my routine now. I don't have to wake up to alarm clocks anymore. And the funny thing is, when I wake up, sometimes what I do, I prepare my husband's breakfast, and sometimes I would watch my favorite Filipino telenovela while I have my coffee. So I stay so relaxed in the morning, and then I'd see my patient Earliest would be at 10 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'd come home at noontime for lunch. And then I usually return early as well, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon after work as a part time PT. And then that's it. I do whatever I want, watch TV, whatever. That's the life of a digital entrepreneur.
Yeah, so, and a successful one. I see that Joe is your number one fan now too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, what would you say to our viewers who wants to start their own digital business?
To our viewers, um watch the webinar. It's free. You're not going to regret it, guys, because that was how I started too. The moment I saw that ad on my news feed, I simply clicked the learn more button. But you can also, I believe that www.jnmyrel.com also has the replay to the past webinar. So if you watch that, guys, you'll be able to see illustrations. You'll be able to see people who actually found success from this business. They are real people. They're not paid people. They're there to share their journey. So watch that and decide for yourself if this business is for you too, because that was how I started as well.
Same with me, Mitch. Like when I was looking through Facebook, I found an ad, and she was a physical therapist too. And I'm like, she's in the kitchen cooking, and then there was like an iPad over there at the counter. I'm like, what is she doing? Physical therapist and digital business? I don't even know what the digital business is. So I've learned a lot since then, and the rest is history. So everyone, just again register and just watch our live webinar, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But since it's global, we're not in the same time zones. We can also send the link to the replay. Any last words that you want to share to our viewers?
You always get me excited to share a lot of stuff about this wonderful business, Myrel. And yes, I do have something to share. Um, okay, guys, this is not to brag, but I just want to share how this business has changed my life sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I was able to actually stay in the Philippines for 5 long months. Some of us here left our country to be in the US, to be in Canada, to be somewhere else away from family. I felt what you felt as overseas Filipino worker. If you are a Filipino, this business has changed my life. I was able to be with my family for that long, five long months, and this business was our only bread and butter back then. But now it's still our bread and butter. I'm doing physical therapy part time, and it's not because of you know more. So I just love being a physical therapist. So if you do this business, guys, you have two options: either to continue what you're doing, continue your job, or if you want this to be your bread and butter, your plan A, you can do this too. And I believe, guys, that if I was able to do this, if my rel was able to make it, everyone can do this too, as long as you put your heart into your business.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Well said. Well,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you very much for your time, Mitch. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll have you as a guest again sometime in the future.
It's my pleasure, Myrel. And thank you so much. I'm so humbled. And thank you very much for inviting me here. And I apologize if I'm very, very talkative when it comes to interviews like this, because this business is just so amazing. And I'm a very big advocate to digital business. So thank you so much. Thank you so, so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. And again, you're an inspiration. Continue to inspire a lot of people, and they would see how you live your life. So,
Thank you.
and thank you, everyone. We appreciate your time. Time is very precious, so it's nothing that it's something that we don't just take for granted. So, thank you again, and have
You.
a good night or good morning wherever in the world you are at. All
God
right,
bless
God
everybody.
bless. All right, bye, Mitch.
Bye, Myrel.
All right.